Reverend Billy back again. Hi. This is the Church of Stop Shopping, of course. And this is Earth Riot Radio. For the next half hour, we find love. That's what we do. We have fear and hatred coming down on us from everywhere in the sky and the earth and the soil and the water. Fear and hate is coming at us right out of the earth because the earth isn't delivering the message anymore. The earth has been replaced in us. We have to go back to an original seed and reclaim the earth that we have within us, and then find in the distance the love that is embedded in the earth, out in the wetlands and the coral reefs and the alpine meadows. We have to find the love of the earth and bring it back into our bodies, and then we will have a kind of power. We will have a kind of single consciousness, the kind of consciousness we had when we were born. When we came out of the womb and we had one idea, that was mother, 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 where are you? Where's your breast? Where's your mother's milk? That kind of touching, that kind of love is still in us, but it's been identified as the primary profit center for this economy and for this politics and this military and this religion. These huge systems that are now completely out of control. They have lives of their own, coming back at the individual, coming back at us, making us afraid, making us distrust each other. Well, now, let's go to that original love together, that seed, that gift from the earth. Let's find it. Let's be with it. Let's be strange enough to find it. Can we be strange enough to change enough to find that love and then give it back to each other? In so many ways we can give that as a song, as a gift, as a touch. Somebody give me a love-alleluia. Love-alleluia. Earth-alleluia. Earth-alleluia. Thank you. Thank you. Earth-alleluia.
Shall change forever and ever.
And she shall change forever and ever. And she shall change forever and ever. And she shall change forever and ever. Love and birth. We're living, hallelujah, hallelujah. the tree next door. I go to the deep end of the pool. I go to the forest floor. I go to the mountain. Go to the mountain. I go to the mountain. Go to the tree next door. I go to the mountain. Go to the deep end of the pool. I go to the mountain. Go to the forest floor. I go to the mountain. I go. I go. I go. I go.
I wrote on a little postcard thing, love is a combination of 6 ingredients: care, commitment, knowledge, responsibility, respect, and trust. And so if you don't know what you're doing, just pull out that little card and ask yourself, in what way does my action that I'm taking reflect these traits, these characteristics, these values, if you will. And so that I think, again, the question of love is the question of what to do.
Because the rest of my life is flying by yours. The lives of our bodies shade through the doors. Because you walk by me and I walk by you. Everyone we've ever loved is walking by too. Because the air around you moves like light. I gathered up 4 walls and fall with the night. Because the hours were ours, time carries the part. Our quiet wildness is the beat of because the rest of my life is flying by yours. The lives of our bodies shade through the doors. Because you walk by me and I walk by you. Everyone we've ever loved is walking by too. Because the air around you moves like light. I gather the 4 walls and fall with the night. Because the hours were ours, time carries the part. Our quiet wildness is the beat of because the rest of my life is flying by yours. The lives of our bodies shade through the doors. Because you walk by me and I walk by you. Everyone we've ever loved is walking by too. Because the air around you moves like light. I gather the 4 walls and fall with the night. Because the hours were ours, time carries the part. Our quiet wildness is the beat of our hearts.
People are grabbing for things and holding on to what they think they can get and stepping all over their neighbors because they are panic-stricken.
What, comforting themselves with material things? Are
Yes,
you
but when
saying
people,
simple?
yes, when people do that, they are reacting to something is beginning to crack. People hoard all this because they don't have anything else, but they don't really believe in it, and they kill to get it. But that proves the moral bankruptcy, which translates itself into the actual bankruptcy of the world in which we live. We have yet to understand that if I am starving, you are in danger.
Hello back again. I want to thank Bell Hooks and James Baldwin for their wise words. I want to thank the StopShopping Choir for singing for us. Hallelujah. Just a little message here before we go to the news from the natural world. How are you out there? What a time we're in right now. Pouring into the streets. So many of you listening to me right now last April 5th, and we'll have to do it again and again and again. The way that autocracy is defeated is by being in the streets. Historically, that is what has been proven again and again. And what are we when we are pouring into public space? Shouting, singing, waving our signs. What are we doing then? We are the earth. Earth-alleluia. We have to read the violence right now. There is autocracy, the jackboots. We've seen that before. And then there is also what some people call violence and dismiss it as violence that we can defeat. No. Hurricane Helene needs another word. LA burning down, Lahaina, Darna, Libya, the floods, the fires, that's coming from the earth. And that is evolution. And evolution has the word love embedded in it. Now, we may have triggered what is happening with the earth right now. But let's read, there's one kind of violence and there's another kind of violence. And what the earth is doing needs another word. As a placeholder, let's call it evolution. Because the earth knows life needs to keep life going. That is life's assignment. We live in this remarkable place called the earth that governs and continues and presides over life. Because earth is a living thing of which we are a part. Now, we know that in the Earth-alleluia Church, and we have to teach it to each other. Keep reminding each other of this fact because it's so counterintuitive for us. We've not been taught this. The investor class, the people that have made the autocracy possible, have taught us another kind of earth relationship. It's not one that regards the earth as intelligent. It is not accepting that the earth is a life. When you do that, then you make the violence coming from our military and from the IDF in Gaza and so forth. Putin's violence. We make all that violence the same in our minds, the same as Hurricane Helene and the burning down of the Palisades and Altadena in LA. We make it all one kind of violence. No. Read the violence right now. Read the violence. What the earth is doing is not violent. That's not the right word for what it's doing. Let's just use evolution now as a sort of placeholder. Because evolution has the word love inside of it. See it there? The earth is making more life and making signals to us, communicating to us. We have to get on board. We're a part of that. We're made of the earth. We're 70% water. We are the ocean. We're salty water. We are the earth. Let's recognize ourselves in the superstorms and the fire and the flood, as painful as it is. We're going through growth there. We're going through change there. Change, hallelujah. Recognize it as what we are doing together. The jackboots, we know how to pour into the streets as a river. Earth, hallelujah. Let's be in that river together. Earth, hallelujah. Please, please, earth, hallelujah, be with us. We will be with you. We're bonding, we're loving. Oh, we're out in the streets. Yes. We can be a good community together again. Earth, hallelujah.
Hello, welcome to News from the Natural World. I'm Savitri D. Chevron has been ordered to pay more than $744 million in damages for destroying parts of southeast Louisiana's coastal wetlands over the years. The ruling, which came in the form of a civil jury verdict, marks the conclusion of the first trial among 42 lawsuits filed about 12 years earlier, which alleged that the company's oil and gas projects have led to the degradation of the region's wetlands. Among other things, the wetlands play a key role in offering the area a measure of protection from hurricanes. The jury found that the oil brand Texaco, which is owned by Chevron, violated state regulations surrounding coastal resources by contributing to the disappearing coastline through dredging canals, drilling wells, and dumping massive amounts of wastewater into the marsh. The oil company intends to appeal the verdict. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, Louisiana's coastal wetlands are among the most critically endangered environments across the country, as they experience more wetland loss than all other states in the continental U.S. combined. From 1932 to 2016, coastal Louisiana experienced a net change in land area of approximately 4,833 square kilometers, marking a decrease of approximately 25% of the land area at the beginning of that time period. The sweeping package of tariffs unveiled by Donald Trump includes an exemption for the energy sector. Trump's new 10% universal tariffs and others that are much higher will not apply to many fossil fuel products, including liquefied natural gas imports, crude oil from Canada, and materials needed for making petrochemicals. The exemption came after the fossil fuel industry poured $96 million into Trump's re-election campaign and affiliated political action committees as he pledged to deregulate the sector and roll back environmental regulations. In a recent study published in Environmental Health Perspectives, both types of plastic cutting boards released significant amounts of microplastics into the food, with the number of particles released increasing with each subsequent use. Mice fed food prepared using plastic cutting boards developed intestinal inflammation or changes to the gut microbiome and liver metabolism, depending on the type of plastic used. Mice fed a diet of food prepared on wooden cutting boards did not experience these health effects. Throw away your plastic cutting boards immediately and switch to wooden cutting boards. The H5N1 bird flu strain has now been found in 2 wild cougars in Washington state, suggesting the virus may be circulating undetected through predator-prey networks. Wildlife experts are concerned the virus is infecting animals that appear healthy, complicating efforts to trace its spread and raising fears about risks to endangered species. While bird flu still poses a low risk to humans, experts warn that unchecked spread among mammals increases the chances of the virus mutating into a more dangerous form. The climate crisis is on track to destroy capitalism, a top insurer has warned, with the vast cost of extreme weather impacts leaving the financial sector unable to operate. The world is fast approaching temperature levels where insurers will no longer be able to offer cover for many climate risks, said Günther Thallinger on the board of Allianz SE, one of the world's biggest insurance companies. He said that without insurance, which is already being pulled in some places, many other financial services become unviable, from mortgages to investments. Thallinger said it was a systemic risk, threatening the very foundation of the financial sector. This is a climate-induced credit crunch. A team of biologists at Queen Mary University of London has discovered that a neurohormone controlling appetite in humans has an ancient evolutionary origin dating back over 500 million years. The findings reveal that the satiety-inducing molecule known as bombacin is not only present in humans and other vertebrates, but also in starfish and their marine relatives. Bombacin, a small peptide, plays a key role in regulating hunger by signaling when we've had enough to eat. But its story doesn't start with humans or even mammals. New research shows that bombacin-like neurohormones have been controlling appetite in animals since long before the first vertebrates evolved on Earth. The name bombacin comes from the fire-bellied toad, Bombina bombina, from from whose skin the peptide was first isolated in 1971. When injected into mammals, bombesin was found to reduce meal size and increase the time between meals. This led scientists to believe that bombesin-like neurohormones produced in the brain and gut are part of the body's natural system for controlling food intake. Bombesin's ancient role in appetite regulation sheds light on the evolutionary origins of feeding behavior in animals. We can infer that this function extends back 500 million years to the common ancestor of starfish, humans, and other vertebrates. Climate models have long predicted warming of the Southern Ocean, so the cause of the progressive cooling trend of the last 40 years has been a mystery. Researchers at Stanford University believe those models failed to account for meltwater quantities and underestimated rainfall. Rising temperatures are melting the ice sheet, causing more precipitation, and as a result, the upper layer of the Southern Ocean is becoming less salty as fresh water infiltrates. This means the water is less dense, creating what the researchers describe as a lid that inhibits the mixture of warmer water from the deep to the colder water at the surface. This dynamic was not represented in climate models predicting a warmer Southern Ocean. Monogamous and non-monogamous individuals report similar levels of satisfaction in both their relationships and their sex lives, according to a comprehensive new meta-analysis. Published in the Journal of Sex Research, the study debunks the prevailing belief that monogamous relationships defined as exclusive romantic and sexual commitment to one partner are inherently superior in fostering fulfilling relationships compared to alternative structures. While monogamy has been the predominant type of relationship in much of recent Western history, many individuals choose alternative structures. Non-monogamy includes various consensual arrangements such as open relationships and polyamory. The study analyzed data from 35 studies involving 24,489 people in the United States, Canada, Australia, Portugal, Italy, and other countries. Subgroup analyses revealed that satisfaction levels remain consistent across different demographics, including LGBTQIA+ and heterosexual participants, as well as among different types of consensual non-monogamous arrangements. There seemed to be no difference in relationship satisfaction either, such as trust, commitment, or intimacy. And now the sounds of extinction. The Regent's honeyeater. Regent's honeyeaters are found in eucalyptus forests and woodlands, particularly in blossoming trees and mistletoe in eastern Australia. It is an unmistakable, beautiful bird with a black head, large, bare, warty red eye patches, and an elaborate, scaly, white, yellow, black pattern on its back, wings, and belly. Its tail is black with broad yellow corners. The Regent honeyeater was once extremely common in wooded areas of eastern Australia, especially along the inland slopes of the Great Dividing Range. People describe flocks in the thousands. Yellow masses spiraling in the sky. Now critically endangered, their population is scattered and they number less than 300. The rapid decline in the rare songbird means its young are struggling to learn mating calls as adults disappear. The complexity of their songs has declined, and 12% of males were found to be singing other species' songs. And hear the sound of the Regent's honeyeater.
my table machines in the great